with some thoughts on another knife for you guys tonight. Tonight we're going to take a look at a Brian Tighe knife called the Tighe Coon. I've been a big fan of Brian's stuff for quite a while, and I was really, the first one I got to take a look at was one called the My Tighe, and the other one was the Taiwan On. And I saw one of them in a carbon fiber handle and thought it was just absolutely gorgeous. So I was able to meet Brian and talk with him at the New York Custom Knife Show back in November. As you guys could tell, I tried to make the most of my time there, just trying to get a hold and talk to everyone that I could and see what they had. But long story short, Brian was a great guy to talk to, such a nice gentleman, and spoke to him about getting one of his knives with an all-carbon fiber handle. I was able to get a hold, we started communications, and after a while, I got a hold of him, and was able to get this guy from him. This is, I got it directly from Brian, and it is just incredible. Brian's knives, they just, they exemplify artistry, craftsmanship, efficiency, and just purpose in his knives. If you guys haven't seen him, definitely check out his website, see some of the creations that he's done, and they're just incredible. I definitely think we should be seeing a lot more of his stuff out there, and hopefully we will very soon. If at least not for me, for maybe some of the other guys too. But getting back to this guy, if we take a look at the carbon fiber, Brian picks the materials himself. Hand selects them, and this, if you can see the weave on here, if the camera will focus, it's a little bit different than you see on most carbon fibers. It's got this very broad, nice weave. You can sort of see some of the file work or fluting that Brian has done on the handles there. Just great. There are no liners on this knife. It is strictly a carbon fiber handle. On this side of it too, you can see on both sides actually, this pattern for a little bit of grip texturing. It's found on a lot of Brian's knives. It's like a signature piece. And depending if it's a titanium handle, those might be G10 inserts, carbon fiber inserts, different materials, different colors. So, but in this case, being a pure carbon fiber handle, it is machined right into it. It's there to provide a little bit more grip as well as just some design, and it's just great. Love it. You can sort of see some of the other things Brian does. Of course, his signature on the blade, which we'll get to in a little bit. But on the pivot joint, you could see a little bit of the engraving there. Really nice, both sides of it. Okay, titanium pocket clip with his signature engraved. Very cool. Okay, so let's start on the knife, and as you can tell, thumb stud or flipper opening, and it's just rock solid. We'll talk a little bit more about that as well. But speaking with Brian, one of his goals in the design of the knife was to get the ergonomics of the handle just absolutely perfect, and I have to agree with him. I think he's done just a fabulous job with this one. The handle fits great into the hand in either the forward or reverse grip, whatever your preference. It is part of his tactical folder line, so the intent of the knife, and we could sort of talk about that in a little bit, is just perfect. It just melds into the hand, being so light. The other thing that's also very hard to achieve is getting the balance right on a knife like this, especially with these materials, BG42 as the steel, and just these carbon fiber handles. Brian managed to get the balance absolutely perfect. It's 50-50 right at the pivot joint, so it moves literally like glass in your hand. It feels almost weightless, and it is coming in at about 2.9 ounces, under 3 ounces for a knife of this size, and we'll sort of take a look there. But let's take a look at that blade. As you guys probably saw in the intro, let's see if we can get it to focus a little bit closer. Just awesome. It features this fluted pattern on the blade, and it's done after the blade has already been hardened. BG42 steel, as I mentioned, and you can just see there the craftsmanship, the workmanship on that is just stellar. I mean, it reduces the cutting drag as well. The thing is razor sharp. I don't think I need to go too much into that, as you would imagine, but it is just ridiculously sharp, and actually that point is driving into my finger now, just balancing it on my hand. Trying to get it to focus, and you could see that pattern, that wave feature. I don't know if the camera is going to do it justice, but it's just incredible. When the light catches on it, when you're just looking at the blade, it's just so smooth, fluid. It's just great with that recurve pattern. It's just a treat to stare at it, in all honesty, at least for me. And you could sort of see here as we go up towards the blade, to the point. uniform throughout. Just phenomenal craftsmanship there, you know. And from what I understand and from what I know, Brian takes great pride in what he does, and if there's any sort of flaw or anything like that, the knife just won't go out, you know. It's pure representative of him, and it's great to see such craftsmanship and artistry in a knife, and I love it, in all honesty, just great. Getting back to that recurve shape, as you know, I'm a big fan of blades like that. Just phenomenal slicing capabilities, just great. It is a ridiculously sharp knife, so I'm trying to be careful not to slice myself as holding the blade, but just great. Getting back to the handles, you could see more of the fluting pattern in the handle on both sides, not only the reverse. This type of carbon fiber, or any type of carbon fiber, has great rigidity, so I mean, even if you put pressure on it, and you know, I don't have a humongous monstrous grip, but I'm not that weak either, so you know, pressing down, you can't get it to collapse. It's a very rigid material, so anyone saying that, oh, that looks weak, poor construction, absolutely wrong. You know, carbon fiber, for the tensile strength of carbon fiber, it is really just great. But for those who want something a little bit more, he does offer them in titanium handles, so you could check those out as well. Single, I guess, pillar right in the back, just for a little bit of support there. Obviously you need a little something back there, just great. The locking mechanism, as you saw, no liners, it is a button lock. Think of the button lock like a smaller liner lock, the way it captures the blade. There's a little bit of metal, and if we could capture it there, or not a little bit, but a good amount of metal that catches the blade upon closing. And you can also see there the stop pin. And this sort of goes to Brian's craftsmanship and capabilities there. To get the type of lockup that this guy has, no blade play, up, down, left, or right, with that type of lockup and lock is just phenomenal. You're not dealing with a whole ton of material there. The tolerances have to be so tight. It's hard to describe, but it's just phenomenal. It is a strong lock, you know, just absolutely. It's rock solid. No real danger of it coming loose. Obviously, you're not going to be prying with this type of knife. It is not meant for that purpose. Full liner lock is not necessary for a type of knife such as this. That button lock is super strong, and in the closed position, it acts sort of as a lock or a detent, keeping the blade in place, so dual functionality. It's a spring-loaded button, and basically provides that purpose. It's kind of hard to describe, but and I'm sorry the camera can't really get that much of a focus on it, but it's great, and it engages, disengages just like silk. I mean, it's just so smooth and buttery when it does that. And that sound is just, it's great. And, you know, being that type of material too, it allows it to be such a light knife, but still very strong. And in the grip, there's absolutely no way you're going to get close to disengaging that lock accidentally. So that is another great design feature, in my opinion. You know, and it's featured on a good number of his knives. He does also offer models with liner locks. I'm not sure if I've seen a frame lock, but he has so many offerings out there. Definitely worth taking a look and seeing what he's got. Also, this fluted wave pattern, he does offer in different configurations. You know, there's partial waves, all sorts of stuff. He has fluted blades, all kinds of stuff. So, you know, if you got the time, I'll put his website up in the corner. Definitely take a look. Take a look at some of his stuff. You could definitely find it out there, and you can contact Brian directly. He is such a gentleman. It was a pleasure dealing with him, and I'm looking forward to seeing him at an upcoming knife show here in New York in February, and who knows, maybe we'll get some more toys then. But okay, just wanted to give you guys a quick look and some thoughts. Always questions, comments, put them down there. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. They are always appreciated. Thanks to you guys. Really enjoy the support, and you know, just been great so far. We'll talk more about that in another video at some point. But just wanted to say thanks, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.